Hello. Welcome back. I'm gonna be exploring in this like lake area in Liurnia today. I got kind of a little tired of hanging out over here with these like angry bears and snipers, but I also went and upgraded my sword and my Zweihander, and the other one, the one that whatever, I forgot what it's called. It's this thing, Bloodhound's Fang. So got a little bit more damage and see how much that ends up helping us. And I never really felt like we were short on damage, so, you know, hopefully it'll just reduce our time to kill a little bit. 2 lobsters, no thank you. Yeah, so that's what I'm hoping to do today. We'll see how long it ends up taking or how far we'll get. But I kind of ran through here last time I was here just because I got teleported here at a pretty low level. I wasn't really ready or well equipped to deal with all the monsters here. I've been wanting to come back for a while. Cool. Fish people or something. Oh my god, no. I'm disrespecting him. I know he's gonna kill me. So yeah. That's the plan for today, but we'll see how far we actually managed to get. And today was an interesting day for me. I was suffering from constant interrupts, both at work and at home. Like every time I tried to do something, I would just get like pinged by someone on like work Slack, or you know, something would happen, and then I'd end up having to stop focusing on what I was doing. And well, I guess I could have told them I was busy, but I usually try to be like helpful as I can to people when I'm working. 2 more lobsters. Wow. Place is Lobster Central. And so, you know, I don't like to ignore them, but yeah, it's been a little ridiculous the last few days, honestly. I'll have to find some way to claw back a bit of my time. Nice. I actually just ran out of those. Pretty nice. And yeah, once I was done with work, I wanted to do some stuff. Mostly I wanted to meal prep because I ended up not having time to do it over the weekend. And get some chores done, honestly. But then my mom came over and needed some stuff, and then my dad came over and he needed some other stuff, and so I was just like busy doing other things that were not the thing I wanted to do all day. You know, I'm not upset or anything. I like helping my parents whenever they need help, but definitely threw a bit of a wrench in my plans. I was hoping to have recorded this several hours ago, and I'm just starting now, and it's already like it's like almost 11 here, so you know it's getting pretty late. But yeah, you know, life throws curveballs at you, and you just kind of have to deal with whatever comes your way. And it's kind of reminded me of this is kind of a complaint I've had for a while, so this might be a bit of a rant, but I feel like oftentimes there's like 2 types of people, right? And this is like I think this is a pretty common thing people know about. It's like there's like type A people, and then there's like type B people. And I'm very much like a type A person. You know, I really like having like my plans for the day ready before like the day arrives, preferably. And you know, I like having structure and having as few surprises as possible during the day. Which is not to say like I can't deal with them, but you know, in my opinion, a day that goes off without a hitch is the day where you sort of like knew what was going to happen throughout the day, and all those things happened, and nothing too unexpected came your way. Meanwhile, I feel like I not actually paying attention to you. I think you asked me about the fingers, so they were very magnificent, of course. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, since we're friends. Or did you send me in here to die? Huh. Well, whatever. Why are there so many blood splotches here? Is there like an enemy I'm not seeing? That guy wasn't very difficult. Rose Church. But yeah, you know, type A and type B people. And I feel like a lot of people in my family are, and also probably a lot of my friends too, they're very much type B people. Like they're much more, let's say, laid back when it comes to planning things. And, you know, for me, I find it a little bit stressful if, like, for example, I make plans with people and we aren't able to, like, lock down a specific time to do the thing. So, you know, when I want to go, let's say, like, play pinball with my brother or something, I always ask him, like, oh, like, do you want to play pinball? And if so, like, what day, like, you know, around what time would you want to go? And if I can't get that level of specificity, I do get a little bit stressed out because I'm like, oh my god, now I gotta, like, I feel like I'm on hold, you know, like waiting. I can't, like, make other plans because I just told this person I'd do something with them, but we haven't actually, like, chosen a time to do it, so I'm kind of, like, in a holding pattern. But, and for a long time, I thought it was just, like, people were being inconsiderate, you know? They were just like, oh, well, whatever, I don't really care. I'll just make plans when it's convenient for me. That's me, like, imagining type B people in my head before, you know, in the past. Wow, that's a very impressive spell you've got there. Mind sharing that with me? And so, you know, that was my... Oh my god, of course they still poison. That was my ungenerous... No, run, heal. That was close. That was my very ungenerous interpretation of events back then. And the reason I felt that way is because I thought, you know, oh, if I was as inconsiderate as those people and, you know, didn't make proper plans with them, they'd probably get upset at me, you know? Like, I'd be like, oh, yeah, let's do something on Tuesday at some point. And if I didn't tell them the time, or, you know, God forbid, I was even more, I was even less specific about the specific, oh my goodness, I'm just, like, stuttering here. If I was even less specific about the time to meet, then, you know, I could be like, oh, let's just do something at some point on Monday or Tuesday. And so, you know, then that person is unable to make plans on those days. Because that's how I would have felt about it, right? It's you're kind of like holding me captive in a way. But then I learned that's not really how people see that at all, like, interpret that at all. Like, the way they're interpreting it is, oh, let's, you know, we're saying we want to do excuse me, we want to do something together, and we'll, like, check in with each other later, and if it works out, then that's great, and if it doesn't, then, you know, whatever, we'll just figure it out some other time. And that's the part I think I was missing, is the, oh, we'll just, it's like a best effort planning, you know, like, you're just going to do things if it works out, but if it doesn't, it's not a big deal. And so, you know, that means that you are also not kind of stuck in that holding, or that, you know, in that imaginary prisoner state that I was describing, because you're not actually waiting on each other for a response. You're just saying, you're just agreeing ahead of time that if you both happen to be free during that time, you'll do something. And so, you know, come Tuesday or whatever, you check in with each other again. God, it's gonna wreck me. Gotta get out of here. No, it's chasing me! You'll check in with each other again, and if it works out, great, you do something together, and if it doesn't, you know, it's not a big deal, you just cancel and try again some other time. Now, I do understand now, I think, right? Like I said, I get that, how that could work. You are being like more opportunist about when you do things together. But I will say I still don't really like it. I would rather just have like a specific time to do something and oh no, you're doing it again. Away from me. Away from me. It does look very nice though. You know, I would definitely rather just have a specific date and time set aside to do something. But now when I make plans with, you know, type B people, instead of getting all stressed out about it or whatever, I just, you know, I am now aware of the fact that I can just go ahead and make other plans if something else comes up that is like more sure. So like, you know, that I know for sure I can do at a specific date or time. And if I tell them later, like, oh, sorry, I can't do this anymore because I'm doing this other thing instead, they're not gonna get like mad at me or anything, right? They're just gonna say, okay, well, that didn't work out, I suppose, and we'll figure it out some other time. And yeah, I mean, I just had never really thought about that. I just, I guess, kind of thinking of things from my own perspective. And one of my friends, you know, the friend I mentioned that I bike with, actually, we were kind of ranting about this to each other. I guess, yeah, we were just kind of like complaining about it. Where did my thing go? Didn't I have a? I wanted to go over here. We were just sort of complaining about it to each other, and you know, thinking, because we're both type A people, so we were just like, well, what are these people like thinking? Why are they like this? And that's something she mentioned. She was just like, oh yeah, it's probably more that like, or no. She mentioned it because she's dating someone who is like what I mentioned, and so, you know, now that she is making plans with someone like that much more often, she became aware of what I mentioned, you know, about the plans being more like opportunistic as opposed to like, oh, we have to have something like set in stone for sure. So that was an interesting revelation for me, and I guess maybe for most people that's just like, oh, duh, that's obviously how it works. But for a long time, it was something that actually kind of stressed me out. So it was a big game changer, I would say, for me, and like how I interact with people who, you know, are a little different from me in that regard. That is a big crystal here. Not much going on here though. Like, there's all these big rocks, but there's not even like things for me to get here. Oh, alright. This is some glintstone. Oh, what the heck? There's like these snail creatures. No. What are they throwing at me? Ice? They're kind of cute though. I don't want to hurt them. Oh, they're everywhere. Hello. Dang. Sorry. Oh no. Get out of here. Oh wow, this is a great farming spot for glintstone fireflies. I feel like this is one of the things I'm always missing. I never have enough of these. I like making those rocks you can throw that cast like little spells or whatever. I feel like I use a lot of consumables in general relative to most people, but those in particular I really like, but I feel like it's kind of hard to find, or I felt it was kind of hard to find these fireflies, but now that I know where I can get them, will no longer need to be as stingy with them. If I can, please stand here. Yeah. And I'm wondering if there's like a cave or something. There's like a, yeah. If I go left here, this marker real quick. Yeah. I think there's like a cave or something against this wall. I feel like the caves are always nestled against somewhat conspicuous, natural, I guess not archaeology, but like natural formations like that. Doesn't look like there is one. Here's me coming through. Oh no, I can't fit. Yeah, no cave here. Little horse, yeah, seriously. Anyways, I've you know, now I would say I'm definitely a lot less I take it a lot. I used to maybe even I'd go as far as say I take it a little personally when people would like refuse to make plans that I saw as like concrete enough. I kind of saw it as like a way of uh like blowing people off or something. Well, not blowing people off, but I would think to myself like, well, if you don't want to hang out, why don't you just say so, you know? Like why are you dragging your feet on doing something? No, let's up here. I used to want to explore that like red thing up there. And now, like I said, I just don't see it that way. So a little bit of personal growth. Yeah, and another thing that's sort of been going on recently for me is a lot of people at work are leaving. Not like on vacation or something, but like they're just leaving the company. They're either getting jobs elsewhere or just going on these year-long sabbaticals, which for me was a very novel idea. And obviously, you know, it's great that they are in a position where they feel like they have the, you know, financial stability to be able to do something like that. Growing up, you know, my family didn't have a lot of money, so the concept of like being able to just take a arbitrary and somewhat extended period of time off from work was just completely foreign to me. I would never have like really thought about something like that because it's just like, well, I mean, you gotta work if you want to be able to like afford your bills, you know. But yeah, like I said, I'm in tech, and so people are pretty well off, and you know they're very well compensated, and so a lot of people, they're like, yeah, you know, I've been feeling stressed out about work, or, you know, I got some stuff going on in my life right now, and I feel like I want to take like 6 months to a year off, and I'm just gonna do that. I'm just gonna quit work and oh, there's a cave here. Interesting. This is in a somewhat random spot. You know, I'm just gonna take some time off and see where. Oh, this isn't a cave. There's just a jellyfish here. See where that takes me, and you know that got me thinking. I'm like, well, do I want to take like some time off? Do I want to? I want to just like peace out for a couple months and I don't know. I guess like reconnect with myself, or I don't know, explore my little. What's going on here? Okay. Supposed to do something like this? I think I've seen one of these before, but I couldn't figure out what to do with it. Yeah, so a lot of people have been leaving work. I'd say about half of them, well, not half, maybe like 25% of them were what I was describing, where they're like taking some time off and recharging, or, you know, wanting to connect or spend more time with family or whatever. I think where I work is a little unusual for tech in that I think there's a lot more. Oh, there's like an army here. It's very cool. There's like a lot more. Oh, why would you do that? That's just rude. There's a lot more people who are older, I would say. Like, there's a lot of people with families. Not that you have to be, you know, old to have a family, but I feel like generally in tech, you know, the kind of the thing you kind of hear about is like, oh, there's a guy walking. Hello. That's kind of cool. And whenever you think of like tech, you think of like people that just came out of college or are very young and working, you know, at Google or Facebook or whatever. And so they usually have very little responsibility outside of just taking care of themselves. But where I work, I feel like people tend to either like have families or they have like other commitments besides just like work and you know, I guess taking care of themselves. Um, and so that kind of just added to my surprise, where I was like, wow, these people with like families and really, really, really big California mortgages are taking like a long time off. Like, what's keeping me from doing it? And the more I thought about it, it's definitely just like me keeping myself from doing it. Where did I just go? Where am I? So, is this cracked crystals? Okay. It's definitely me keeping myself from doing it. The thought of it, like I said, I think if I really wanted to, I could plan for it, and I'd be able to, with some planning, definitely take a pretty extended period off. But the thought of it still kind of freaks me out, if I'm honest. Like the thought of just not working for like a paycheck, I guess. And as I thought about it, I'm like, I don't know if that's like a good thing that I feel such a. I don't want to say this, but on reflecting, this is what it is. This is what it must be. Is like clearly I am deriving like a lot of where's that thing? I wanted to jump somewhere. Clearly I must be deriving like a lot of my sense of like purpose or value from my job, because if I wasn't, the thought of oh, there it is. I didn't make it. I think the thought of not being employed, if I was financially if I would if I had planned for it ahead of time, wouldn't be so frightening. And again, I know how what a privileged position that is, of course. It's not a position that scared me. There's a ghost guy. I get to the ledge there. I think that's not a position a lot of people are in, especially with COVID. There's been a lot of upheaval. Is there like an item there? I don't think so. And so, I'm just happy that I'm always very thankful for the good fortune and circumstance I've had in my life. I feel like I have a huge amount to be thankful for, but there's nothing wrong with sort of thinking, well, how can I improve things? How can I make things even better for myself? So that's one part of it, of people leaving work. And related to that, maybe this is something to talk about at some other time, but my friends and I, oh god, it's these people. My friends and I have discussed, like, at some point doing, like, a venture together of some kind, as in, like, not being, employees, but being self-employed in some manner, either like a startup or, maybe the trap, probably. Oh, it does not. Maybe doing like a startup or starting our own business. I feel like startup now is kind of just like conflated with doing a tech business, or like tech entrepreneurship. So what I mean, is either doing like a tech-related entrepreneurial venture together, or maybe just doing something unrelated. And honestly, the idea kind of excites me. So maybe I'll talk about this more some other time, because I feel like I can go on about that for quite some time. See ya. But yeah, going back to what I said about people leaving work, there's been a lot of people also just like quitting for other jobs, as I mentioned, and it's been getting me a little down, I'm not gonna lie. At first it was just like a trickle of people, so it was kind of like, oh yeah, whatever. There's always some amount of churn, especially in tech. I would say there's a relatively high amount of churn. It's like, I don't remember, it's like 20% or 25% a year, I think is the number I was told, which to me sounds very high, like alarmingly high, but apparently that's normal. And whoa, hello, trying to sneak up on me, huh? Oh, what the? Oh, right, I forgot these guys can do that. And, so when people were first leaving, there was some amount of sabbaticals again, so like those weren't really concerning in any way. I was just kind of ignoring it for the most part. This way? I think I want to go that way first. Big falls. I definitely don't want to fall there. But it's sort of just been non-stop. Like, it's like 1 or 2 people a week. And I work within, like, the mobile org of my company, so I work on Android devices. And there's not a lot of us, you know? There's, like, maybe... I don't know. Well, I don't know. I probably shouldn't guess, because I just have no idea. But there isn't a huge number of us, and... I can't, of course. So losing one person is, in my opinion, not like a, you know, it's not the end of the world, but you don't want to be like losing one person a week. And a lot of people that I liked are just leaving, you know, friends from work are leaving. And it's just a little discouraging to be getting all these like goodbye emails from people every week. You know, you go into work and the first thing you see on Monday is like, hey, I'm leaving, and it's, you know, somebody you worked with for a few years and who you really like talking to. Oh no, got a machine gun. That was scary. I almost died there. Yeah, you know, like, well, it gets you down. You need to stop. So, that's been on my mind, because this is another one. You know, like I said, it's, I like the people, well, I guess I haven't mentioned this before, but I really like where I work a lot. I really like the people I work with, and so, I'd like to stay where I'm working as long as possible, but, you know, if everyone I enjoy working with leaves, that is kind of taking a lot of the satisfaction that I derive from the work I do out, or I guess it's like removing it, you know? But yeah, that's all I guess I really have to say about that. You know, it's not like, I think, one of the biggest pulls for me to where I work now is that I feel like everyone has been very, like, I really like the culture there, you know? There's a lot of great people, a lot of really smart people. And everyone's very professional, which I really like. And I don't mean, like, people are, you know, boring or... Hey, calm down, buddy. Calm down. You know, it's still like a kind of like the tech company you think of when you think of tech companies. People, you know, they don't dress in like suits or anything like that. Everyone sort of dresses how they're most comfortable, and you know, people are the company is like fairly open in what you can discuss, and by that I mean, you know, like, we don't get in trouble for like disagreeing with leadership or anything like that. We can voice our disagreements and know that we'll be taken seriously, you know, if we have good reasons for disagreeing. And, you know, if they disagree, then they'll tell us why they disagree with us. They won't just sort of blow us off. So, yeah, you know, the reason I like sort of that professional aspect to it is I feel like, and, you know, maybe I'm being well, what is it I'm trying to say here? Maybe I'm being a little bit unfair, or, you know, maybe this is a bit of a stereotype, but I feel like a lot of times in tech, you know, people aren't always the best communicators. Like, sometimes people are they have a lot of hard skills, but maybe they're a little lacking on the soft skills, you know? And I feel like so far at my current workplace, that hasn't been the case. Like, people are, and that's what I mean by professional, right? They understand that, like, we're all working together, and so, where is the thing I saw? I could have sworn I saw, like, a door or something. They understand that we're all working together, and so it's in our best interest to, you know, there it is, treat each other well, and, you know, not be abrasive about things for no reason, or like there's no reason to be like a know-it-all who, or like trying to constantly be signaling like your intellect to people. Um, they really? Oh, look at that. Nice. So that's something I've been really enjoying about where I work currently. How do I get right down? I feel like this is a little closer. Oh, okay. Have I been here before? No. It's a pretty big place. So yeah, you know, it's sad to see people leave because they're part of what has made their you know, the culture is created by the people, so all the people who were part of creating that work environment that I enjoy so much are starting to leave, and it's a little sad. Oh god, please don't start shooting at me. That would be really unfortunate. But yeah, again, like I recognize that I'm complaining about what are basically first world problems. You know, do like I do like what I do quite a bit, and I'm lucky enough to be in, you know, my circumstances are good enough that, you know, one of my biggest worries is like, oh well, how, you know, well connected do I feel with like my peers at work, and like how much do I enjoy like my work at a personal level instead of, you know, the thing a lot of the people have to deal with, which is like, oh, my boss is like a huge jerk or something, you know. It's a good problem to have. So again, I'm very thankful for that. And I think this elevator is the shortcut from the entrance, so I may just call it a day here. I'll go check. Again, I want to the videos a little bit shorter because I feel like it's been so like I posted another 1 hour one yesterday, right after I said I was going to try to keep them a little shorter, so a good opportunity to keep in line. Yeah, okay, so this is like near the entrance. All right. I'm gonna call it here then, and you know, let me know I guess any thoughts you had on some of the stuff I was chatting about today. You know, I was the type A versus type B type, or I guess differences in planning was definitely something I hadn't really, oh god, thought about a lot, other than like, oh my god, this is so dangerous. Why am I doing this? Oh, oh. No, I'm dead. Like real world. You know, there's that, and then again, like, workplace stuff. Like, I guess when, you know, if a bunch of your coworkers left, how much would that matter to you? Like, when you're thinking, like, do I want to stay here? Because I'm finding for me, it's a big thing for me. But maybe that's not common for a lot of people. Like, maybe most people just don't care who they work with. Anyways, thanks for watching. If you know, are watching again, there's a lot of other things you could be doing with your time, so I always appreciate it. And don't forget to, you know, like and subscribe, and leave a comment on the video if you found anything we talked about interesting. But yeah, have a great rest of your day. See ya.